Welcome to the Luxe Leap, where bold women turn ambition into action. I'm your host, Réland Logan, and together we'll explore the big moves, smart strategies, and extraordinary branding behind unstoppable businesses. So I have a question. What if your creative passion could be the foundation of a profitable business and you didn't have to figure it out all alone? Angelica Poppy is a business coach, speaker, and marketing strategist who helps creative women build thriving businesses with confidence and clarity. Through Angelica Poppy Education, she teaches the solid business foundations, streamlined systems, and marketing strategies that actually work without the fluff. She's also the founder of Poppy Portraits, a bold Jacksonville-based photography studio specializing in maternity and boudoirs. Wow, I can usually say that word. I know French. Excuse me, everybody. Sessions that celebrate women in every season of life. So whether she's coaching, speaking, or behind the camera, Angelica brings strategy, soul, and a whole lot of encouragement to everything she does, empowering women to show up, stand out, and succeed on their own terms. Please welcome the creative force behind helping women turn passion into profit, Angelica Poppy. Hi, my friend.
Hello. Thank you for having me here today.
Oh, we're about to have a blast.
I know it. I loved your energy from the first time I met you on Instagram. I was like, oh, we're friends. I'm sliding in the DMs. And here we are, a whole podcast episode later.
That's right. You did slide it. It was so wonderfully random because it was off of, what was it? A Word doc?
Yeah,
it was off
a
of
Word
Word doc because of our friend Linda. And then I was like, oh, hey, you're the first person to talk to me.
I love it. I love it. I love when the worlds collide like that. Just like we were meant to be friends. So yay.
We're totally meant to be friends. I'm going to put a pin in this one idea, but I just feel like you belong to this one other friend group that I'm in that I'm like 2 seconds away from being like, okay, but like, can we add one more?
Yeah.
So you guys are up for a treat. The two of us showed up comfy, which is saying something because we're very like bright, get dressed kind of girls. But when those type of girls say they're going to get comfy, it means they're going to get real. So buckle up, and please be buckled up if you're in your car. That actually is a safety thing. I'm not responsible for how you drive. All right. So also can't be responsible for snorting laughter that might take place. I don't want to say tears, but sometimes you never know what's going to come out. We could tell real deep stories. And I cannot be responsible for if you love chicken wings or not. They are delicious though, and you can let me know in the comments if it's drums or wings. Anywho, I digress. You all signed the fine print the second you said play. Okay, cool. We're diving in. So, Miss Angelica, yes. What inspired your Luxe Leap? That bold move that started your journey from ordinary to extraordinary?
My journey as a photographer started just as being like a hobbyist as a little girl. My mom was like the camcorder lady, and she would always pass me the camera to take pictures. So I was responsible for the family vacations as young as like 10 years old. And this is like back in the day, but when you said like take photos and you had to drop it off at like Walmart to get developed and wait 2-3 days, I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what the photos look like. So pre the digital age and era, I'm kind of aging myself here, but all is well. And so, yeah, that started kind of like as a passion. And I went to the University of North Florida. I was like, I'm going to minor in this. I got my degree in health administration. And after working in corporate for 5 years, I said, yep, nope, this is not meant for me. I am meant to be an entrepreneur. And I decided to pursue my photography business full time in 2019.
Oh my goodness. I just love that. And I remember having to drop off film. Yeah. I bought, well, this will make you want to vomit a little. I was at Target. I don't remember how long it was, everybody. So I understand Target has gone through some things lately. Mm-hmm. Just know I know I was at Target and it was a while ago. Anywho, here nor there. I bought a disposable camera because I was like, look how pretty it is. It has flowers. Remember when I was always those yellow Kodak ones that are ugly as all thin? Mm-hmm. That is not a yellow that looks good on anybody. Anywho, it was $30.
Oh my God. It's usually like $7 or $5.
I know. And then I was like, wait, I have to find a Walgreens to like, do they know how to do this anymore? long story short story long. I bought the camera. We may or may not have taken pictures on it. I don't know where it is, but I think I was just so unmotivated by how expensive it was to develop that I was like, nah.
All is well. All is well. I think that's why they made the cell phones the way they have now.
Yeah, and you know what? I think I let the kids take pictures to your like
Mm,
original story. I think I let Grayson and my nieces and nephews take pictures. So who knows what we have pictures of? It could be somebody's toes for all I know. But
I love it.
it was an investment well spent.
Yeah, for now.
We don't know, but it was pretty and I bought it. So, but I love that that's where your story started, that your mom was just like, somebody's got to be responsible for this and it ain't me.
Yeah.
Way to delegate, mama. Way to delegate.
Yeah.
She was doing you right. Oh my goodness. So, um, let's dive into those stories just a little bit more. How did your personal story really influence the brand that you've built? Because you built a big one. You're speaking, you're doing all kinds of things.
Yeah, so I am a first generation college student. I'm a first generation homeowner in my family. So lots of firsts and kind of jumping the ringer kind of solo along with community alongside of me. Not looking for much guidance necessarily from my family, but just maybe my peers and the influence of my community. And my biggest thing I tell people is do it scared, because if all else fails, it's not a failure, it's a lesson. And through the years, I was like, okay, I want to be known as the photographer in Jacksonville, Florida. And I networked my little hiney off. I was in every single room. People were like, oh, the curly girl, the photographer. Like, they might not remember Poppy portraits right away, but they will definitely remember my energy and my face. And I was everywhere. And so Poppy portraits became like a whole brand and vibe, which is still is today. I still am active in my photography business. I now have a team, an associate photographer that helps me run that. And so that is still running kind of like in the background of my life. And I stepped into the role of coaching here in 2023, which has opened up just so many opportunities, meeting women all over the world. I'm like, wow, the amount of impact that I've been able to make online and in person at events has been just so rewarding. And to know that, like, I'm part of their story as well is just so impactful. And I just got back from my retreat this weekend, and it was my last retreat. I announced it on social media, and the girls were like, no, this was so good. Like, your energy is like what the world needs. I'm like, don't worry, it's going to come in a different form. We're just kind of curating what that's going to look like in the future. But just knowing, like, man, if you follow your dreams, like, the sky's the limit. And I vividly remember, someone telling me in high school, is like, you can't be a photographer. You're not going to make money. I was like, I'm the type of person. Let me
Okay.
prove you on, sister girl. And here we are, 6-figure business by year 2, running a team, now coaching, speaking, running an online community. And I'm just so, so, so grateful for my community.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that person could kick rocks. What was it? Grayson this morning, my little chicken nugget. He makes the comment. He's like, I could go play in the NFL tomorrow. And my boyfriend laughed at him. And I looked at it, I go, excuse me, what do we not do in this house? We don't kill dreams. I
Mm-hmm.
go. And then Grayson was like, no, like, as a dream, like, I have what it takes to play in the NFL. I go, you sure do, baby. You sure do.
That's
And
right.
I don't think that anybody, I mean, there will always be dream killers, but I feel that as an adult now, um, I have recognized that that speaks more volumes about them than it will ever speak volumes about what you're capable of and their own limitations. And like, if you want to live in the world of limitations, like, do you, boo?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not here for it, and I'm not going to subscribe to that. So it is, it's always really fun. But like this past weekend, it's so funny. I know this will come out like way later, but it's cool. I probably might still be telling the truth in this moment. I took Grayson to football camp. No, Gray's 9. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There were very few 9-year-olds at that camp, let alone 9-year-olds that didn't live in that state.
Mm.
And so I don't know, like, if you have the ability to make your kids' dreams come true, do it. And, but you do have the ability to make your own dreams come true. So go do
Yeah.
it.
Absolutely. And I live by this quote: doubt will kill more dreams than failure ever will. And so that's
Mhm.
something that I was gifted when I went full time in my business. And I literally carry that quote in my life. And it's like, you don't know until you try. You always live with the what if, and that will like eat you inside if you continue to live that way. Just try.
Just give it a whirl. Like, maybe one day we do an episode that's like, this is what I failed at. And just like talk about how none of it was a failure in any capacity. Writes that down as a potential panel topic.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Food for thought. But it's just so interesting how it all works. So when you think of all these like little moments, they've built each other up, they've bubbled, they've bricked, like they've done all these different things. What was the moment you realized your brand had momentum and people really got it?
When I started to see the impact I did in my photography side of the business, it was beyond just pretty photos. And seeing how women carried themselves post a photo shoot with us, seeing them out in public, seeing them out at events. And I'm just like, whoa, I was part of that. And to know that that impact went beyond just a 1 hour photo shoot experience with me. I knew that from the Pompey portrait side of things. And then as an educator and a business coach, I actually happened very recently in December. I went to a networking event, and I'm a networker. I'm out and about. I'm like, if I'm free, I'm there. Like, let's go. I'm a girly. I'm with the girlies. I'm the girls' girl. So I went to this networking event, and after the event was over, there was time for us to connect. And it was like a swarm of people just like around me, like wanting to ask me questions, pick my brain. And I'm just like, hi. Okay. I'm like, okay, I feel like the cool girl, but also like this is very overwhelming. And I'm like talking to one person, they're getting cut off because this other person wants to ask me a question. And I was just like, oh, okay. Now people know who Angelica is and like what I bring to the table. They probably heard me talk a couple places, rather at a workshop or in a podcast interview. And I'm just like, okay, APE, Angelica Poppy Education, is a brand and she stands on business and people are starting to know. And I was like, okay, now I need to be more reserved in where I spend my energy. So I'm not drained in those scenarios because I genuinely do love networking, but not every space is meant for me. And I have to come to my senses with that sometimes. I'm like, okay, now it's time to reevaluate what am I part of and where do I need to put my energy?
I really love that. You love networking. I don't, but networking loves me. Yeah, I'm the polar opposite. I'm like we need to go recharge our batteries. And so you'll see it in person when we get together. You're gonna be like, okay, she's on, and now homegirl needs to go take a nap. I'm gonna escort her to her room. So I love folks who have that kind of energy. And when you said like people were coming up to you, I had something very similar happen in November. I wanted no part of talking at this conference, but I showed up because that's what friends do. Okay, like that's what friends do. And so I was at a table by myself, and I wasn't speaking that this year, like none of that. And the amount of people who just kept coming up and like asking questions and like talking, and I was like, oh, I've made it. We're here. Now, for anybody listening who's like, why aren't you excited about that? At the time, I had just found out my dad had brain cancer, so I really didn't want to be around people. And but there's just times when you're in this kind of space where you are that public facing that you don't, you get to you feel your feelings, but you can feel your feelings in the car. And so it is just very, I will never be rude to somebody. I will never do that. I enjoy having people come up and talk to me, but that is when I realized that, when I was like, I'm not even speaking today. And you guys are like, how are you? Tell me about this. Can I ask you about this? Can you look at this? And it's like, sure. Great. I love that you go out with your curly hair. If I'm trying to hide from the public, I go out with curly hair.
I'm dead. Yeah, it's been part of my identity. I wore my hair straight one time in a speaking engagement. They're like, "Oh,
Who are
you're
you?
who are you with?" I'm like, "I'm a speaker. My hair's just straight. It's fine." So yeah, we're going natural, all curls,
Oh my
wild.
goodness. When we get together in Mexico, my hair will probably be curly just because the humidity, and straight hair is not, they're not friends.
Yes.
And I'm sure everybody's gonna be like, who are you? And I'm gonna be like, we talk all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just hiding behind this beautiful fro of mine. Okay, so I'm excited for this question for you. Evil finger taps. How would you describe the unique energy or essence of your brand in one sentence?
Mm, one sentence? Oh, this is hard.
Mm-hmm.
I would say my brand is magnetic, energetic, and joyful.
Ooh, magnetic,
Mhm.
energetic, and joyful. That should be on a t-shirt.
I love it.
On a t-shirt. Maybe we have like a cricket party in a hotel room. We're just all making random
I'm
t-shirts.
down. I used to
I will
cricket.
play credit.
I did 159 or 160 names for my wedding with the cricket for everybody. And I was like, it's a great idea in theory. 5 hours later, I was like, no way. Throw the damn cricket away.
I used to make all of my teams cheer bows.
Mm, good
Mhm,
times.
mhm. Days, days, days of glitter. And then the one year I decided I was gonna rhinestone them, don't get me started. Um, I would tell them, I was like, "I'm only making one, so you cannot lose this combo."
Yeah.
'Cause yeah, there's a certain level of love that goes into cricketing, everybody.
Yeah. If you haven't tried it, you're not missing out. But just go on Etsy, support a small business. I'll just say that.
Yep, support the person who wants to weed it for you, 'cause
Mhm.
woo,
Yeah.
and then you have to clean it all up. So,
Yeah. Everything's fine.
just find something to binge on Netflix, that's what I'm gonna tell you, like, find something to binge. But no, I love that, it would make a great t-shirt. We'll support somebody on Etsy.
Love it.
So, oh, you've done so many cool things in the last year that I am
Mhm.
actually just amped to just have this conversation with you. And now everybody's gonna be, like, going to your social being like, "What has she done? What has this woman done? I need to know." But what decision or strategy most contributed to your growth in this past year?
The biggest strategy, and this is going to sound crazy as hell when I say this, is I did shit messy. I'm normally the girly that teaches systems and strategy, but I was very unsure of what I wanted to do with education and what I wanted to teach. I literally was throwing spaghetti at the wall and I was like, okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. And I think I gave myself more grace with this business as a coach versus my photography business. That was my first baby, if you will. And I was like, my motto was, I mean, I'm not a doctor. It's okay. I don't save lives. If I make a mistake, I'm human. Like at the end of the day. And so in doing that, I did a ton of speaking. When I launched Angelica Poppy Education, I said, I'm going to put myself out there. I'm kind of new to this space. Like nobody really knows who I am. I'm just going to put it out there. Little did I know that I was going to have 10 speaking engagements between January and April of 2025. Half of them were out of state. And I was like, whoa. And I co hosted my own conference at the end of that legway. Yeah, I was unwell. I will never do that again. I learned a lot, and I got to connect with a lot of people, but it gave me lots of clarity on what I wanted to speak on and who I wanted to serve. And while it was like, I'm not sure what I'm doing, kind of a little confusion, I was in a state of serving. And I always tell this to my students is like, you're never selling, you're serving. And
Mhm.
I 8x my income just last year. And I literally wasn't really tracking the revenue per se. I was just doing the things that brought me joy, did it a little messy. And people know, like, hey, this is in beta. This is like, we're testing the waters here. I'll let you know if we're going to keep going. Like, and no hard feelings. Like, if I say, girl, I don't think this is for me, it's not a you thing, it's a me thing.
Oh my goodness. Oh man, I felt that so, so real. I keep telling everybody I was very ambitious in December. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know who I was then, but I was an ambitious woman. And so, I have 4 speaking engagements just this month alone, and
Mhm.
one of them was my own summit, and I'm just like, "Oh, okay, yeah, uh-huh."
Yeah. It just takes one
Same
time.
sleep. Okay, so do shit messy. That's
Mhm.
that is really what we learned. We had a year of beta and 8 times your business. That is wild.
Yeah, I was mind blown when we sat down at the end of the month 2 weeks ago for my CPA. I was like looking at all the reports and I was like, wow, whoa, hold on. just pump the brakes. I did all of that. When I'm not sure when I had downtime, but it kind of correlates. Your girl was outside doing the things, talking, doing little courses here and there, workshops here and there, figuring it out, and it all worked out.
Oh my goodness, that is incredible. That is so incredible. So when you think about visibility, because you had lots of it last year,
Mhm.
what what has been the hardest part and what finally worked?
I would say when it comes to visibility, the most challenging thing is the noise online. Especially as a coach, there's
Mhm.
so many like people out here, doing education and things like that. And so what I learned from that is just stay true to who I am. You get this version of me online, you get the fancy version of Angelica, you get the lashes Angelica all dolled up. And like at the end of the day, people buy from people and you are the secret sauce. And so just staying really true to that and sharing my knowledge, sharing the gems, sharing the spicy content, because that's what's going to make me stand out from my peers. I love a good spicy moment. And so, yeah, just like be your authentic self because you will magnetize those people that need to be in your world, in your community, and that need to learn from you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for saying that because I am full like we're just getting you just get what you get.
Mm-hmm.
You get Zit's named Janice. I always tell people like, yeah, I'm not really gonna wear makeup. I'm sorry. You get them for fancy brand shoots, and that's about the extent that we get. And even then, it's not fair. It's like I put on color because I know shadows are real. Hmm.
Mm,
And I love me a spicy moment. Ooh, I I love me some sass. I almost bought from this person. I have actually no idea who this person is, okay? But I saw this ad and it was like something about being profitable and pretty, which makes sense that I got the ad because the most recent talk I did was like building a brand book to
mm,
so pretty is profitable. So I was like, okay, probably keywords, whatever. But then they had a hat that said make petty pretty or something like that. And I was like, or like be petty to make money. And I was like, you might just get my money and I don't even know who you are.
yeah,
Like
that's my
like
brand.
we're soul sisters, whoever
Hmm.
you are. As I'm discovering my inner 50 Cent.
I love
And
it.
I'm here for her. Like I'm here for her. I I call it the unleashing of the oldest child, the oldest
Mm,
daughter. Yeah. Eventually she becomes the villain. And I don't know which one I've chosen yet. Am I Maleficent? Am I like who am I? But it's gonna be great. And
I love it.
I'm with you. Sometimes you just gotta show up raw and real.
For sure. 100%.
It also gets easier when you do it a lot.
Yeah, and something that I've done with my membership. So I have a membership called Business Church. It's a space for female entrepreneurs to feel empowered and inspired to show up for their business. And I added them all to my close friends. And that's where I unlock all the things. I'm like, y'all, look at this fucking email I got today. I've been in business for years and I still get crazy shit like this. Like, and they're like, wow, it's like they feel seen and heard. And it's like, no matter how long you've been in business, you still get crazy stuff to happen to you. And I'm just like, yep, this is my life today. Last
She's
night,
maddening.
I stayed up till 4 in the morning doing procrastination and full Angelica model of like, oh my God, I need to record this thing. They're like, wow, Angelica, do you not sleep? I said, normally I do, but last night I did not.
Yeah.
And this
There's
is
something in
real,
the
you
air
know?
last night. Yeah.
Yeah. So close friends, I love close friends. My girls in my membership, they see the real, raw, and the ugly because that's how we learn. We learn from each other's mistakes. Like I'm not here to gatekeep anything from anybody. What's mine is yours because again, you can't be me. I am the secret sauce to what I bring to the table.
Thank you. And thank you for saying that because I firmly believe that. I'm like, you guys can have my entire business model right here, right now. You can never do what I do because you're not me. And
Mm-hmm.
I can never do what you do because I'm
Mm-hmm.
not you.
Yeah.
And that's the
100%.
beauty of being individuals. It's one of the most powerful things you have in business. So for anybody who's like, yeah, but there's a lot of brand agencies, there's a lot of photography companies, there's a lot of coaches. Yeah, there are a lot of all three things mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
but there's only one you.
Yeah. And I think that says a lot too, like as you build your business and understanding, okay, what do you want to be known for? And like, what does your business stand for? People know, like here local to me, that I'm all about community giving back. And so this year we're doing an initiative where we're giving up our studio space to a local organization so they can host an event, because I remember what it was like to trying to find spaces to host my events. So once a month we'll be having that initiative for a local organization to our area.
Good, because it is hard and they're expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So expensive. Oh my good gracious. So on the note of differentiation and what do you want to be known for, how do you differentiate yourself from others in your space without feeling performative? Not that I feel like you would ever be performative. That's a weird word to use for you.
Mm-hmm.
But how do
Yeah.
you do it?
I would say for my photography side of the business specifically, would be the experience that we give. We know like when you do a photo shoot with somebody, you have to wait a couple weeks, get your photos back. The experience that we provide is a full day experience. You walk in at 10 a.m., you get hair and makeup done by a professional. It ain't me, because you don't want me doing nobody's hair and makeup. It will not be well, baby. Have a professional on my team that happens to be the lead artist for the Jacksonville Jaguars football team's cheerleader squad. So very diverse in her portfolio. That pampering session, the vibes, the music. We have like snacks and drinks available as you're getting your hair and makeup done. And then we wrap up in going to doing the shoot itself. We do guidance literally from head to toe. We wrap up around 1 o'clock. We send our clients away for lunch. They come back at 3 o'clock to see all their photos done and edited and narrow down and pick their favorites. And they walk away with their digitals that day, and their products usually arrive within 2 to 3 weeks. So to say like my business model and what I bring to the table is not comparable to anything in the city.
Yeah. No, that's amazing to get them in the same day. Um, my photo shoots are usually done like within the week, all
Mm-hmm.
edited, and I have all 1,000 plus
Mm-hmm.
photos. But turnaround times like that aren't normal.
Mm-hmm.
And so to do it in the same day is a really beautiful thing, especially thinking of how women like maternity okay, first off, I really appreciate any woman who feels beautiful when they're pregnant because I did not. That was not a feeling
Mm-hmm.
that I felt. I saw pictures. It was 10 years ago. So I saw pictures with this whole trend of 2016, like, what are we doing next? And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, yeah, I guess I looked great. Yeah, those were some nice arms, but I didn't feel pretty. And so it's a beautiful thing that you're doing for women in that way to just feel beautiful again because y'all, it's hard out here.
Yeah.
And I know I'm a pretty person and I'm here to say it's hard out here.
Yeah. And I think too, like people don't realize, especially women, we're always doing for everyone else, families,
Mhm.
kids, pets, partners, whatever that looks like for you. And it's like, when do you actually pause and take time for yourself and like holding space for women, whether that's in my coaching or in the photography space? For me, that's like sacred. Like I'm honored to hold space for women in that caliber and just like be still, because we don't get it enough.
We really don't. And we deserve so much more of it.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
deserve real breaks.
Yeah.
So, real breaks to recharge. Okay?
Yeah.
We birth the population. And if you didn't birth it, then you're probably helping take care of it.
Yep.
Just gonna we're all aunties and caretakers in some shape or form.
Yep.
Sisters. Like we hold a lot of titles and it's a lot. So, what conversations or messages do you want to be known for leading?
Mm. I would say I want to be known for being a community leader, being the person that gathers. I I just think there's something so beautiful when you're in the flesh connecting with people. This world of AI, people are like, it's gonna take over. I'm like, baby, it's not. There's nothing like that in-person connection, and which is why I love hosting. I've been naturally a hoster in my life outside of business. I host every single year a Christmas party. We host for summertime. We're gonna host a Super Bowl party, and like just all the things. I just love to gather because those are where the core memories are made. Those are where real connections happen. I mean, you can only do so much online. But yeah, I just want to be known as a community leader, the one that gathers.
Oh my goodness. I love that. And it makes me want to like bring over snacks. I really like cooking for everybody during those parties. I have a whole cookbook based on little bites. Last year
Nice.
I made little ramen nests and then
Mm,
little kale Caesar salads and like Parmesan cheese bowls.
I
Yeah.
love that. So I
Uh,
will lie. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be a cooker. My husband is a cooker now. So praise the Lord for him. 'Cause baby, I'm like, take out. Yeah, put it in the order. Yeah, it's fine. Delegate, delegate. I learned that as a young girl. Delegate.
just delegate it all. You know what's funny is I don't cook in this house either.
Okay, see, we're not
So when
alone.
I
Yay.
do cook, it's special.
Okay,
But I
good.
don't cook all the time. No. Um, I if it was up to me, we wouldn't eat.
Mhm.
Like it would be like, there's berries in the fridge. You're fine. Like nibble. And
Mhm.
I had to like reflect the other day. I was like, why was I so thin when I was younger? I haven't changed anything. Oh yes, you have. Someone feeds you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
someone feeds you. Whereas like I would cook every once in a while, but I've always been busy. And so it was just kind of like, this broccoli's fine. Like I would just eat it and like keep going. I definitely didn't eat for other than like actual sustenance. I wasn't like a foodie when I was
Mhm.
younger. So I just kind of was busy and was like, okay, here we go. And
Time
nibble.
to eat.
Yeah, like, oh, is that my stomach? Must eat. Nowadays, it's like a hand comes over and it's like, here's your food. And I'm like, great, it's in front of me.
Mhm.
It's a great relationship, me and food. Anywho, I say all this to say, y'all, it's because I haven't eaten yet today and it's downstairs and I know this. All right. Um, I have bao buns today. You really do bring out the goofy in me. This is really ridiculous.
I love it.
Anywho, I only have a few more questions for you, my friend.
Yeah.
But how do you define success for your brand today or success moving forward? And how has that evolved since you began?
Mm. Success when I first started my business was to be a six-figure earner. Success now is time freedom and financial freedom. And I teach this to my students, my peers. All money is not good money. I want to protect my peace and my energy because the deserving only need it. I can't just give it out for free. So, yeah, that is what success means to me.
Oh my goodness, I love that. I structured my business for the sole fact that I love my time and I do love money. And I but I like to be able to spend my money
Hmm.
with during my time.
Hmm.
And I can't live life without one or the other. And
Yeah.
so and if I agree with you, not all money is good money and I want to enjoy it and I don't want to be disrespected in having received it. So I agree with you full-heartedly. I think there's a lot of merit there and that's a really good takeaway. So if you took nothing else away from this show between giggles and cameras not working, um that might be one of the heaviest lessons one can learn today is it matters and planning for freedom matters.
Yeah.
So,
And I always tell people like if you're, asking yourself, okay, what does success mean to me? Ask yourself why 5 times. Get to the root of why that matters to you because it's easy to get influenced in what we see on TikTok and
mhm.
Instagram and all the things. It's like stay true to you and really understand what that root of that success, what that means for you, because that's going to be your guiding light as you make decisions in your business.
1000%. Mine is to spend time with my baby.
Mhm.
They're only going to be little for so long. And to fund his dreams cuz ooh buddy, at least he picked one of the cheaper sports. That's all I'm
Yeah.
going to say. That's all I'm going to say. So, If somebody listening is on the edge of their own Luxe Leap, what advice would you give them?
Do it scared, girl. Because listen, the sky's the limit. You make a mistake, pick yourself back up and keep trying because you know what you want. Follow your heart.
I'm just going to keep learning and fine tuning, y'all. Learning and fine tuning.
Mm-hmm.
And everything's scary. You just got to learn how to live with fear in the front seat. Don't let it drive. Okay. It can be powerful.
That's good. That's a
Mhm.
shirt right there, friend. Clock it.
I needed one today. Maybe that might be my goal in 2026. It's just like, say something that deserves to be on a shirt a day.
That's good. That's good.
Huh. Food for thought. Alrighty, my friend, what's next for you? What's the next big, bold move you're making?
What's next for me? I just closed a chapter of hosting retreats. That was a good ride. I am on an adventure to host a larger scale event, not a conference, maybe a summit, kind of still ideating what that's going to be. And it's going to be access to my members of Business Church First. So they will be part of that inaugural event. So kind of having fun, kind of magic wanting what this is going to look like. In interim, people can hang out with me online until I figure out what that next step is. And then local to me, I do have a networking event called Coffee and Connections, and that is here in Jacksonville, Florida. So if you're local to me, come check it out. This time is sold out in 17 minutes. So I would say get on the email list because they fly off the shelves. But yeah, I'm all about, like I said, community, bringing people together and figuring out what's the best way I can make impact, but also allow people to hold space for them and use their voice to make impact in the world.
Oh my goodness. Well, having you on here has been oh so incredible and amazing. I am so grateful to call you a friend, but also just to have this moment of like letting your knowledge out into the universe. But everybody, if today's episode has you rethinking how you're showing up, whether with community or within your brand itself, and you're ready for a brand that actually turns heads and makes people want to say hi, I'd love to invite you to book your Bermuda brand breakthrough. So if you're new here and you made it to the very end, kudos. But secondly, it's my video deep dive brand audit that helps you see exactly what's working, what's not, and what needs to shift to attract champagne clientele. So you can grab your spot on my website at gray with an A digitalmktg.co/brand Bermuda review. Also, don't try to write that fast. Just click on the link. Life is way easier that way. But if you're ready to start turning clarity into confidence, this is a great first step. And let's be real with each other. Vanilla opinions don't pop bottles. So let's get your real opinion out there. And then from my dear friend Angelica, how do you want folks to connect with you?
Find me on Instagram. If you listen to this episode, slide in my DMs. Tell me what was your biggest takeaway. I'm a DM girly and I might respond with a video message right back.
No slide in your DMs, y'all. I am a testament to this. That's how we got here. So make sure you guys say hi. And if you haven't already subscribed on YouTube, make sure that you go ahead and do that every Wednesday. Nope, that's just when I'm checking on things. Every Thursday, we have a new wonderful woman on the show who's just sharing her journey on how she took her Luxe Leap. So you might learn a few gems along the way so you can take yours too. Until next time, y'all, I will talk to you soon, but I'll see you on Thursdays. Bye.